Hello children, let us continue with straight lines. Next one is slope of a line. Slope of a line az bar plus a bar z plus b is equal to 0 is given by omega is equal to minus a upon a bar. Here a is a complex number, line is in general form. Slope is represented by omega. If you want to calculate the angle made by the line with the positive real axis, then convert the slope to polar form and compare with e to power I 2 theta. Why to compare with e to power I 2 theta? Reason is here. A can be converted to polar form as R1 e to power I theta, and A bar can be converted to polar form as R2 e to power minus I theta. Here R1 is equal to R2 as mod A is equal to mod A bar. So omega is equal to minus e to power I theta upon e to power minus I theta. E to power minus I theta will go to numerator as e to power I theta. So omega is equal to minus e to power I 2 theta. We will do this question based on this. Third point. Slope of a line passing through 2 points z1 and z2 is given by omega is equal to z1 minus z2 upon z1 minus z2 whole bar. Again, slope is in same form as this. z1 minus z2 whole bar can be written as z1 bar minus z2 bar using property of conjugate. Question. Find the angle made by the line 1 plus I into z plus 1 minus I into z bar plus 2 is equal to 0 with positive real axis. First, we will make sure that the given line is in general form. Compare the given line with the general form of a straight line. So we get a is equal to 1 minus I, a bar is equal to 1 plus I, and b is equal to 2. B should be purely real, which is correct. If a is equal to 1 minus I, a bar should be 1 plus I, which is also correct. So the line is in general form. Next, we will calculate slope of the line omega. Omega is equal to minus a upon a bar. A is equal to 1 minus I and a bar is equal to 1 plus I. So omega is equal to minus 1 minus I upon 1 plus I. Now we will multiply both numerator and denominator with conjugate of denominator. So omega comes out to be equal to I. We will convert I to polar form as 1 into e to power I pi by 2. Now we will compare omega with 1 into e to power I 2 theta. So 2 theta is equal to pi by 2 or theta is equal to pi by 4. That means this line makes an angle pi by 4 with positive real axis. Now let us talk about parallel and perpendicular lines. If two lines are parallel, their slopes omega 1 and omega 2 will be equal, as we have seen in coordinate geometry. So omega 1 is equal to omega 2. If two lines are perpendicular to each other, sum of their slopes is equal to 0. That is omega 1 plus omega 2 is equal to 0 or omega 1 is equal to minus omega 2. You need to keep in mind these two conditions in case of parallel lines and in case of perpendicular lines. If a line is given as az bar plus a bar z plus b is equal to 0, its parallel line will be az bar plus a bar z plus lambda is equal to 0. We can calculate the value of lambda by the information given in the question. If a line is given as az bar plus a bar z plus b is equal to 0, its perpendicular line will be az bar minus a bar z plus I lambda is equal to 0. We can calculate the value of lambda by the information given in the question. Just take a note how the equation of parallel line and perpendicular line is written. Next, we will solve couple of questions based on point number 3 and point number 4. These two questions are exactly same except the words parallel and perpendicular. We will see them one by one. First question, find the equation of a line parallel to 2 plus I into z bar plus 2 minus I into z plus 4 is equal to 0 and passing through 1 minus 2i. First step is to make sure that the given line is in general form. Compare it with a z bar plus a bar z plus b is equal to 0. We get b is equal to 4, a is equal to 2 plus I, and a bar is equal to 2 minus I. So this part should be purely real, which is correct. If a is equal to 2 plus I, its conjugate should be 2 minus I, which is also correct. So the given line is in general form. Next, we will write its parallel line. So it is given by 2 plus I into z bar plus 2 minus I into z plus lambda is equal to 0. There will not be any change in first two terms, and third term will be plus lambda. Now we will pass this line through the given point 1 minus 2i. So it should satisfy this equation. That means z is equal to 1 minus 2i. So z bar is equal to 1 plus 2i. We will put these values in this equation to get lambda is equal to 0. So the equation of required line will be 2 plus I into z bar plus 2 minus I into z is equal to 0. Second question, find the equation of a line perpendicular to 2 plus I into z bar plus 2 minus I into z plus 4 is equal to 0 and passing through 1 minus 2i. From the previous question, we know that the line is in general form. Next, we will write equation of its perpendicular line, and that is given by 2 plus I into z bar minus 2 minus I into z plus I lambda is equal to 0. We will pass this line through the given point 1 minus 2i. That means 1 minus 2i will satisfy the equation of this line, or z is equal to 1 minus 2i. So z bar is equal to 1 plus 2i. We will put these values in this equation to get the value of lambda is equal to minus 10. So the equation of required line will be 2 plus I into z bar minus 2 minus I into z minus 10i is equal to 0. This part should be purely real, but it is purely imaginary. To make it purely real, we will multiply both sides of the equation with I to get the line as minus 1 plus 2i into z bar plus minus 1 minus 2i into z plus 10 is equal to 0. Now let us see equation of perpendicular bisector of a line segment joining two given points z1 and z2. Suppose AB is line segment. Its endpoints A and B are represented by two given points z1 and z2. PQ is perpendicular bisector of AB. Take a point P on PQ. It is representing general point Z. Locus of P will remain equidistant from both the given points A and B. So we can say that mod of PA is equal to mod of PB, or mod Z minus Z1 is equal to mod Z minus Z2. This is the equation of perpendicular bisector PQ of line segment AB. Now let us see complex numbers in an equilateral triangle. If Z1, Z2 and Z3 are the vertices of an equilateral triangle and Z0 is its circumcenter, then Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square minus Z1 Z2 minus Z2 Z3 minus Z3 Z1 is equal to 0, and Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square is equal to 3Z0 square. We will see their proof. First one, Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square minus Z1 Z2 minus Z2 Z3 minus Z3 Z1 is equal to 0. Suppose ABC is an equilateral triangle. Its vertices are represented by complex numbers Z1, Z2 and Z3. We can represent its sides by vectors, vector BC, vector CA and vector AB. Angle between vectors, vector BC and vector CA is equal to 120 degrees. In physics, we have studied that to get the angle between two vectors, vectors should be connected either head to head or tail to tail. If that is not the case, we should extend one vector. Here vector BC and vector CA are connected head to tail. So we need to extend one vector. Let us extend vector BC. Now they are connected tail to tail, and the angle between them is 180 degrees minus 60 degrees. So that is 120 degrees. Now we can say we will get unit vector CA by rotating unit vector BC by 120 degrees anti-clockwise. We can write unit vector CA is equal to unit vector BC into e to power I 2 pi by 3. Unit vector CA is equal to Z1 minus Z3 upon mod Z1 minus Z3. And unit vector BC is equal to Z3 minus Z2 upon mod Z3 minus Z2. Mod Z1 minus Z3 is equal to mod Z3 minus Z2 because they are sides of an equilateral triangle which are equal. So Z1 minus Z3 is equal to Z3 minus Z2 into e to power I 2 pi by 3. Similarly, we can extend side CA and say that Z2 minus Z1 is equal to Z1 minus Z3 into e to power I 2 pi by 3. Divide equation 1 by equation 2. So we will get Z1 minus Z3 upon Z2 minus Z1 is equal to Z3 minus Z2 upon Z1 minus Z3. On simplification, we will get Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square minus Z1 Z2 minus Z2 Z3 minus Z3 Z1 is equal to 0. Second one, we have to prove that Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square is equal to 3Z0 square, where Z0 is circumcenter of this equilateral triangle. Circumcenter is the point of intersection of perpendicular bisectors of the sides. They pass through opposite vertices in case of equilateral triangle. Let us say perpendicular bisectors meet the sides at P, Q and R. P is the midpoint of BC. It is represented by Z2 plus Z3 upon 2. AP is divided by O in the ratio 2 is to 1. So we can apply section formula to get Z0 and say that Z0 is equal to 2 into Z2 plus Z3 upon 2 plus 1 into Z1 upon 2 plus 1. So we will get Z0 is equal to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 upon 3, or Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to 3Z0. We can square both sides of the equation to get Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square plus 2 into Z1 Z2 plus Z2 Z3 plus Z3 Z1 is equal to 9Z0 square. We can substitute value of Z1 Z2 plus Z2 Z3 plus Z3 Z1 from here as Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square. So we will get Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square is equal to 3Z0 square. Now let us talk about complex numbers and circles. We will see equations of circles in various forms, and they are standard form, general form, diametric form, 4 points concyclic form, and family of circles form. We will see them one by one. First one, standard form. Consider a circle with center Z0 and radius R. Z is any general point on the circumference. So we can write mod Z minus Z0 is equal to R. This is known as standard form of the circle. Second one is general form. We can derive general form from the standard form. Square both sides of it. So we get mod Z minus Z0 square is equal to R square. This is in the form mod Z square, which can be written as Z bar using mod property. So it will be Z minus Z0 into Z minus Z0 whole bar equal to R square. Z minus Z0 whole bar can be written as Z bar minus Z0 bar using conjugate property. Now we can multiply these two and get ZZ bar minus Z Z0 bar minus Z0 Z bar plus Z0 Z0 bar is equal to R square. Or we can write it as ZZ bar plus in bracket minus Z0 into Z bar plus in bracket minus Z0 bar Z plus Z0 Z0 bar minus R square is equal to 0. Now assume this is equal to A. So A is equal to minus Z0. So A bar is equal to minus Z0 bar. So we can write this as ZZ bar plus AZ bar plus a bar z plus b is equal to 0, where b is equal to z0 bar minus r square, which is purely real. This is called as general form of the circle, where a is equal to minus z0 and b is equal to mod z0 square minus r square. z0 bar can be written as mod z0 square. So general form of the circle is this, with center z0 is equal to minus a and radius r is equal to under root mod a square minus b. Third one is diametric form. Consider a circle with a diameter AB. Its endpoints A and B are represented by complex numbers Z1 and Z2. Z is a general point on the circumference. Then argument of Z minus Z2 is equal to angle CBD. Suppose this is positive real axis. Then argument of Z minus Z2 is equal to angle CBD. And argument of Z minus Z1 is equal to this angle, angle CAB. This angle is external to triangle ABC with side AB extended. So angle CBD is equal to angle CAB plus angle ACB. And we know that this angle is 90 degrees. So we can write argument of Z minus Z2 is equal to argument of Z minus Z1 plus pi by 2. Or we can say argument of Z minus Z2 minus argument of Z minus Z1 is equal to pi by 2. Using argument property, we can write argument of Z1 minus argument of Z2 is equal to argument of Z1 by Z2. So argument of Z minus Z2 upon Z minus Z1 is equal to pi by 2. We can write minus pi by 2 as well, because Z can be downwards also. Now, argument of some complex number is equal to plus minus pi by 2. So, the number will be purely imaginary. It can lie on positive side of imaginary axis or on the negative side of imaginary axis. So, this complex number is purely imaginary. That is, Z minus Z2 upon Z minus Z1 is purely imaginary. Suppose a complex number is purely imaginary, so Z plus Z bar is equal to 0. Let us see how. Suppose Z is equal to Iy, so Z bar is equal to minus Iy. So Z plus Z bar is equal to Iy minus Iy, that is equal to 0. So we can write that Z minus Z2 upon Z minus Z1 plus Z minus Z2 upon Z minus Z1 whole bar is equal to 0 as per this. So Z minus Z2 upon Z minus Z1 whole bar is in the form Z1 upon Z2 whole bar. It can be simplified as Z1 bar upon Z2 bar using conjugate property. Now Z1 minus Z2 whole bar can be written as Z1 bar minus Z2 bar. So it can be written as Z bar minus Z2 bar, and denominator can be written as Z bar minus Z1 bar. So after simplification, we will get Z minus Z1 into Z bar minus Z2 bar plus Z minus Z2 into Z bar minus Z1 bar is equal to 0. This is called as diametric form of the circle. Fourth one is 4 points concyclic form. Suppose A, B, C, D are 4 points which are concyclic. That means they lie on the circumference of the same circle. They are represented by complex numbers Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. We know that angles marked by theta are equal as they are subtended by the same chord AB. Now consider triangle ABC. Angle CBE is external angle, which will be equal to sum of opposite internal angles, that is angle CAB plus angle ACB. So we can write argument of Z3 minus Z2 is equal to argument of Z3 minus Z1 plus angle theta. Now change the sides. We can write argument of Z3 minus Z2 minus argument of Z3 minus Z1 is equal to theta. Argument of x minus argument of y is equal to argument of x by y using argument property. So argument of z3 minus z2 upon z3 minus z1 is equal to theta. This is equation number 1. Now consider triangle ABD. Angle DBE is external angle, which will be equal to sum of opposite internal angles. That is angle DAB plus angle ADB. So we can write argument of Z4 minus Z2 is equal to argument of Z4 minus Z1 plus angle theta. Now we can change the sides and write argument of Z4 minus Z2 minus argument of Z4 minus Z1 is equal to theta. Now again, argument of x minus argument of y can be written as argument of x by y. This is equation number 2. Now we can equate equation number 1 and equation number 2 as theta is equal to this and theta is equal to this. So LHS will be equal. So we can write argument of Z3 minus Z2 upon Z3 minus Z1 is equal to argument of Z4 minus Z2 upon Z4 minus Z1. Now we can change the side to left hand side. So it will be argument of Z3 minus Z2 upon Z3 minus Z1 minus argument of Z4 minus Z2 upon Z4 minus Z1 is equal to 0. Now we want to change this sign. So we will make plus and switch numerator to denominator and denominator to numerator. So we will write plus argument of Z4 minus Z1 upon Z4 minus Z2. Now argument of x plus argument of y is equal to argument of x into y. So argument of x into y is equal to 0. Let us say this is some complex number. So if argument of any complex number is equal to 0, that means complex number is purely real. Now suppose the complex number is z. So we can write z is equal to z bar if z is purely real. Let us see how. Suppose z is purely real, so we can assume z is equal to x. So z bar is equal to x. That means z is equal to z bar. Now we will write this is equal to this bar. So z3 minus z2 upon z3 minus z1 into z4 minus z1 upon z4 minus z2 is equal to z3 minus z2 upon z3 minus z1 into z4 minus z1 upon z4 minus z2 whole bar. Whole bar can be written as z1 into z2 whole bar is equal to z1 bar into z2 bar. Now this is in the form z1 by z2 whole bar, which can be written as z1 bar upon z2 bar. Now this can be expanded as z3 bar minus z2 bar. So we can do the same to all. So we will get z3 minus z2 upon z3 minus z1 into z4 minus z1 upon z4 minus z2 is equal to z3 bar minus z2 bar upon z3 bar minus z1 bar into z4 bar minus z1 bar upon z4 bar minus z2 bar. This is called as 4 points concyclic form. Last one is family of circles form. Suppose there is a circle given by the equation s is equal to 0 and there is a straight line given by the equation L is equal to 0. Their intersection points are A and B given by complex numbers z1 and z2. Then there will be infinite circles which will pass through points A and B and they are called as family of circles. Their equation is given by s plus lambda L is equal to 0. In terms of z1 and z2, equation is given by z minus z1 into z bar minus z2 bar plus z minus z2 into z bar minus z1 bar plus lambda indeterminate z bar 1, z1 z1 bar 1, z2 z2 bar 1 is equal to 0. Now let us see how centroid, incenter, excenter, circumcenter and orthocenter are represented by a complex number when three vertices of a triangle are represented by complex numbers z1, z2 and z3. First one is centroid. Suppose ABC is a triangle. Its vertices are represented by complex numbers z1, z2 and z3. Centroid is the point of intersection of three medians. In this figure, AP, PQ and CR are three medians. Their point of intersection, that is centroid, is represented by G. Suppose this is represented by complex number Z. So Z is equal to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 upon 3. Let us prove that. AP is one median. That means P is the midpoint of BC. It will be represented by Z2 plus Z3 upon 2. G divides AP in 2:1 ratio. That means AG upon GP is equal to 2:1. So we can apply section formula here and say that Z is equal to 2 into Z2 plus Z3 upon 2 plus 1 into Z1 upon 2 plus 1. So Z comes out to be equal to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 upon 3. Next one is in center. Suppose ABC is a triangle whose vertices are represented by complex numbers Z1, Z2 and Z3. In center is the point of intersection of angle bisectors. In this figure, AP, BQ and CR are angle bisectors. They intersect at point I. I is called in center and this circle is called in circle. Suppose I is represented by complex number Z. So Z is equal to AZ1 plus BZ2 plus CZ3 upon A plus B plus C, where A, B and C are sides opposite to angles A, B and C respectively. Let us prove it. In triangle ABC, AP is the angle bisector of angle A. So we can apply angle bisector theorem in triangle ABC and say that AB upon AC is equal to BP upon PC, or C by B is equal to BP by PC. So BP and PC are in the ratio C is to B. Let us say BP is equal to CK and PC is equal to BK, where K is common multiplier. Also, BC is equal to BP plus PC. BC is equal to A. BP is equal to CK and PC is equal to BK. So A is equal to CK plus BK, or K is equal to A upon B plus C. Let us say point P is represented by complex number Z dash. So we can apply section formula in BC to figure out Z dash and say that Z dash is equal to BP into Z3 plus PC into Z2 upon BP plus PC, or Z dash is equal to CZ3 plus BZ2 upon B plus C. Next, we will apply angle bisector theorem in triangle ABP and say that BP upon BA is equal to PI upon IA. BP is equal to CK, BA is equal to C, PI is equal to Z minus Z dash and IA is equal to Z1 minus Z. Value of Z dash can be put from here. So after simplification, we get Z is equal to AZ1 plus BZ2 plus CZ3 upon A plus B plus C. Next one is excenters. Suppose ABC is a triangle whose vertices are given by complex numbers Z1, Z2 and Z3. Extend the side AB and AC so that external angles are formed. Do the bisector of these external angles so that they meet at I1. So I1 is called as excenter opposite to angle A. We can make a big circle which will touch all these three sides, this side and these two extended sides. So I1 is given by minus AZ1 plus BZ2 plus CZ3 upon minus A plus B plus C. Similarly, I2 is equal to AZ1 minus BZ2 plus CZ3 upon A minus B plus C. And I3 is equal to AZ1 plus BZ2 minus CZ3 upon A plus B minus C. We can get their proof the similar way we have found in center. Next one is circumcenter. Suppose ABC is a triangle whose vertices are represented by complex numbers Z1, Z2 and Z3. Circumcenter is the point of intersection of perpendicular bisectors of the sides. In this figure, it is shown by O. Then OA is equal to OB is equal to OC, that is radius of the circumcircle. Circumcircle touches the vertices A, B and C of the triangle. Suppose O is represented by complex number Z. Then Z is equal to Z1 sine 2A plus Z2 sine 2B plus Z3 sine 2C upon sine 2A plus sine 2B plus sine 2C. This formula is useful only if angles A, B and C are given. Otherwise, you need to follow alternate method. First step, write the equation of a straight line BC that passes through Z2 and Z3. Suppose its equation is given by A1Z bar plus A1 bar Z plus B1 is equal to 0, where A1 is equal to I into Z3 minus Z2 and B1 is equal to I into Z2 Z3 bar minus Z2 bar Z3. Next, we will write the equation of a straight line that is perpendicular to BC, and it is given by A1Z bar minus A1 bar Z plus I lambda 1 is equal to 0. Suppose this is equation number 1. We will pass this line through point P, which is midpoint of BC, and it is given by Z2 plus Z3 by 2. So we will get value of lambda 1. Similarly, we will write equation of a straight line AB that passes through Z1 and Z2. Suppose it is given by A2Z bar plus A2 bar Z plus B2 is equal to 0, where A2 is equal to I into Z2 minus Z1 and B2 is equal to I into Z1 Z2 bar minus Z1 bar Z2. Next, we will find the equation of a straight line that is perpendicular to AB, and it is given by A2 Z bar minus A2 bar Z plus I lambda 2 is equal to 0. Suppose this is equation number 2. We will pass this line through point R, which is midpoint of AB, and it is given by Z1 plus Z2 by 2. We will get the value of lambda 2. Finally, we will solve equation number 1 and 2 to get Z, which will be circumcenter. Last one is orthocenter. Suppose ABC is a triangle whose vertices are represented by complex numbers Z1, Z2 and Z3. Orthocenter is the point of intersection of perpendiculars drawn on the sides from opposite vertices. In this figure, AP, BQ and CR are the perpendiculars drawn on the sides from opposite vertices. Their point of intersection is called orthocenter. Suppose O is represented by complex number Z. Then Z is equal to Z1 tan A plus Z2 tan B plus Z3 tan C upon tan A plus tan B plus tan C. This formula is useful only if angles A, B and C are also given. Otherwise, you need to follow alternate method. First step, find the equation of a straight line BC that passes through Z2 and Z3. Suppose the equation of a straight line is given by A1Z bar plus A1 bar Z plus B1 is equal to 0, where A1 is equal to I into Z3 minus Z2 and B1 is equal to I into Z2 Z3 bar minus Z2 bar Z3. Next, we will find equation of a straight line that is perpendicular to BC. It is given by A1Z bar minus A1 bar Z plus I lambda 1 is equal to 0. We will pass this line through Z1 to get lambda 1. Suppose this is equation number 1. Similarly, we will find the equation of a straight line AB that passes through Z1 and Z2. Suppose its equation is given by A2Z bar plus A2 bar Z plus B2 is equal to 0, where A2 is equal to I into Z2 minus Z1 and B2 is equal to I into Z1 Z2 bar minus Z1 bar Z2. Next, we will find the equation of a straight line that is perpendicular to AB, and that is given by A2 Z bar minus A2 bar Z plus I lambda 2 is equal to 0. We will pass this line through Z3 to get lambda 2. Suppose this is equation number 2. Now we will solve equation number 1 and equation number 2 to get Z, which will be orthocenter. We have talked about complex numbers in triangles, straight lines, and circles. We are yet to cover ellipse, parabola, and hyperbola, which we will cover in respective conic section chapters. If you have a question, you can ask me on my Discord server. If you have not subscribed my channel yet, please do so.